Live from the KHOU 11 studios, it's Great Day Houston. And now, here's your host, Deborah Duncan.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Great Day Houston. All right, I'm sure I'm seeing a lot of hands go up when I ask this question. How many of you have tried to lose a few pounds? Yeah, okay, everybody. Oh, just about, okay. And those of you who didn't raise your hand because you're nice and thin, well, you can leave now. No, when it comes to fitness, there are basically two types of people. Those who are fit, we'll get to them in a minute, and there are those who are okay, just appearing to be fit, hence the explosion in shapewear. If you wear enough Spanx at the same time, well, it'll just look like you lost 20 pounds, right? Okay, I'm okay with that. So a friend of mine decided to help me out with one of those as seen on TV products, and she got tired of me complaining about my muffin top and decided to do something about it. It is called Muffin Magic. Take a look at how this works here. Okay, so I have a little video of how the Muffin Magic works. Okay, so here, this woman feels like I do. She's like, ooh, look, I have a muffin top, right? And so she's like wanting to do something. Look at that disgusting look on her face. And so she has a Muffin Magic in her drawer. And she's simply going to take this thing out, put it on, and miraculously, it is going to get rid of her muffin top. So my friend thought she'd order, look at that, look, she looks so thin now, doesn't she? Anyway, my friend thought she'd get me one of these for Christmas. And I got it, and here it is. Here's the muffin top. For some reason, she thought I was so big I needed two put together. So there we go. And I started wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it. And basically what happened is it just moved my fat so far up here that, let's just say if you wanted an augmentation, just get a muffin top. And that it will, because it just moved your fat around. So this didn't work. All this does is prove that there are no gimmicks and you can't fool Mother Nature. Here to show us how to eat our way to a leaner, healthier body, welcome author of the New York Times #1 bestseller, Super Shred, The Big Results Diet, Dr. Ian Smith. Hello there.
This is nice. I like this.
Yeah, you like the Muffin Magic?
Well, no, I don't like that, but I like the idea. I like the idea that we're sitting here, we're not always on the couch, we're, you know, this is what it should be.
Well, because fitness, in terms of working out, is a part of the program.
Oh, absolutely. Any program that says you should not do some type of regular physical activity is being disingenuous. Exercise, whether it's at home or in a gym, is critical to maximizing your weight loss, particularly with Super Shred.
Yeah. All right, but let's start with it's all about what you're putting in your body. When it comes to friends, it's good to have a lawyer among your friends, a plastic surgeon, and a regular doctor, right? So, and there's someplace I'm going with this. What happened when you wrote this first book was that you had a number of friends who kept saying, hey, Ian, what can I do for, hey, Ian? You decided to write it all down. Little did you know that it would become this explosive new diet book.
Yeah, you know, Shred was just, you know, such a hit because it resonated with people. I wrote the book because there were so many demands to have a program that was flexible, that was inexpensive, and more importantly, that was doable. Yeah. I mean, people want programs that they can actually do, not programs that look like they can do and they try it and it doesn't work.
Yeah, and you say doable. The other thing is specific. You know, all of us, I think, know about what we should be eating. Sure. But we want to be told. Like every time someone loses some weight, people go, all right, exactly what did you do? I drank water. Okay, water. And what else? Lean meat. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, and I had green vegetables. Yeah. You know, we're acting like it's the first time we ever heard that, but you really specifically designed what we should be eating.
Well, yeah, there are no real big secrets left in weight loss, to be honest with you. But with Super Shred, the new book, people have been emailing me for years and tweeting me saying, I'm trying to lose weight fast. And we always said, don't lose it fast because it's unhealthy. What I realized was it's not that the weight loss, fast weight loss is unhealthy, it's the methods they used was unhealthy. So this summer I said...
For example, starving yourself.
That's right, or only drinking lemonade or something ridiculous. Yeah. I said to myself, can I create a diet that will let people lose weight really, really fast, but do it in a healthy manner? Thus, Super Shred. We took a big group over the summer. The average weight loss in 4 weeks was 20 pounds.
Wow.
People said, how did you do it?
While eating.
While eating. Yes, because this is healthy. It's full of vitamins, minerals.
Look at that right there. Wow.
Right. She lost, you know, 20 pounds on Super Shred, and she now, of course, is wearing Michelle O'Shea. She's now wearing bikinis. This is the smallest that she's been.
Out, isn't she?
She is showing out. Yeah. This is Julie Peterson. She lost 33 pounds. She just ran a half marathon. But the point is, it's just not like teaching people how to eat and exercise. It's also about the mentality. And shredders have a mentality that I've done everything else before. This is going to be the new me. And what I want to say is that, you know, the three things that work really well, something called calorie disruption, I call it, which is every day, week to week, I change your calorie count.
Yeah, because your body can get relying on something and
That's
then
right.
all of a sudden just decide, I'm not going to play anymore.
Exactly. The body needs to see something different. Now, you don't count calories on my program, but I change it for you. The second thing is called sliding nutrient density. And that's a really technical term for towards the latter half of your day, we eat more plant-based foods and less animal-based because it's higher in fiber, lower in calories.
Okay.
And the last principle is something called negative energy balance, which is why we're on these bikes right now, which is if your body, if you can create a negative energy demand, your body has to go somewhere for the energy.
Right.
It's not getting it from the food because you're eating now a reasonable amount of food.
Right.
It goes into your fat cells.
Okay.
And that's where exercise is important to help your body create that negative energy demand.
And let me tell you, I have lots of energy in my fat cells. They call Houston the energy capital of the world. The energy capital is right here.
Right.
Okay. Let's take a look at some of the actual food.
Yes.
Because, again, there's this, whenever we have that word diet, you know, and I know people say, well, it is a diet, but we seem to think that it's something that's restrictive.
No.
It's not. It's just what are you putting into your food program. All right, let's start with this. This looks like something that I would be told I certainly couldn't have.
Well, let me tell you something. You don't have that every day, but sometimes, because the program is realistic, people are going to have pancakes and bacon. So I say 2 pancakes the size of a CD, 2 strips of turkey or pork bacon, and some fruit, some OJ, and you notice I have some water there because water is always good for diets because it helps expand your stomach on no calories.
Now, this is interesting because it goes against the grain of what a lot of folks have said to us. They said you cannot have these carbs in the pancakes, you know, the fat in the bacon, and sugar in the juices.
But guess what? It's just not sugar in the juices. It's also vitamin C, other vitamins and minerals. That's what people need. It's not just the sugar that matters. It's the sugar package. If it comes with other things, it's good. So the first week has 4 meals and several snacks. There's a lot of food, by the way, and people complain that there's so much food. But as you can see here, we move down here, you know, a turkey sandwich, that's a big turkey sandwich with cheese, with lettuce and tomatoes. Always try to do it on a whole grain, 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat bread if you don't have an allergy to it, because that obviously is adding to our whole grain supply for the day. You can always have, no matter where you are, in an airport, at a fast food place, you can always find a green garden salad with veggies. That's wonderful. Always keep your dressing on the side so you can pour it on, not, you know, drown it as they do, right? And then pizza.
Because I eat a salad for all the croutons and everything else you can put on it, but don't do that.
No, clean. This is clean eating. Remember, we're trying to lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks.
Oh, that's right.
Right? So we got to give me something. Give me some give and take. Now, yes, you can have pizza. And people say pizza on a diet. That, you know, yes, but look at the size of the pizza. 2 slices of pizza, 5 inches across the crust, 5 inches long, with some salad. So you have the not so healthy and the really healthy as a combination, and you can answer that craving for the fun foods.
Yeah, and if you have someone who is used to loading up all day long, that's where snacks can kind of be important too, because you'll slip. And if you try that willpower thing, and by the time you get to I can't do it anymore, you want to run for the bag of chips and the sodas. Snacking
is one of the most important things when you're losing weight. We created a website called shredlife.com. Has all these great snacks on it, and the reason is because snacking, snacks are bridges between meals to help you get from one meal to the next. The problem with America is we eat snacks as meals. So we consume 700 calories in a snack when that really should be a meal. So if you can snack strategically, then it helps you lose weight and prevent you from overindulging at the next meal. Okay, so we'll start off with something like this, and we're starting the program. We're thinking, okay, this is cool, because look, I would eat that anyway. Portions obviously important, but does it start to get a little more restrictive toward the... Not restrictive, but we change it up. So the first week has 4 meals and 2 snacks. The second week, we drop a meal, but we increase the snack. The third week, we have more snacks, drop 1 more meal, and then the fourth week, we go back to 4 meals. Remember, the whole concept is calorie disruption. So week to week, when you change the number of meals and snacks, your body is always kept off kilter. When your body's kept off kilter, it burns more calories because your metabolism is revved.
I can compare that to a workout. It's like you might start doing, let's say if you're doing cardio, for example, and it's so hard for you to do 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden it becomes really easy for you to do 10 minutes after you've been doing it a while. Your body's like saying, okay, that's nothing. I'm not really burning because we know how to do that. So you got to trick it. And
people love the program because it's diverse, meaning each week is so different that you never get bored. And it becomes fun because it's a new challenge. What am I doing this week? How am I going to do it? That is what makes the 4 weeks tolerable. But for people who don't mix their foods up, their body becomes so used to it.
All
It
right.
becomes flat.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the importance of journaling. Also, Dr. Ian is ready to take your questions on fitness, like, are diet drinks better than regular drinks? And if I work out regularly, it doesn't matter what I eat, right? Right?
Get your legs
Right,
pumping.
right. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So we'll have the information you can learn today. You can be on the way to getting results like Brian here. Brian shredded 105 pounds on the Super Shred diet. Hey, and coming up later in the show, we have the latest American Girl doll, Isabel. So today on Facebook, we want to know, if you were a doll, which doll would you be and why? Okay, I'd probably be Chatty Cathy. You know, 'cause talk show host, right? Okay. If you love bright colors, you could be Rainbow Bright, or maybe you're smart, fit, and fabulous like Barbie with that impossible figure. Log on and let us know what you think. We'll share some of your comments later in the show. We'll be right back with more with Dr. Ian Smith.